Hey folks, it's Farmer Marshall. Today we're going to talk about if the summer heat is killing your garden, or is it something else? Because sometimes that something else looks just like heat stress. And of course, sometimes that something else might be you. Now I'm not here to cast aspersions on anybody, because to be honest with you, I've probably killed more plants than anyone that's watching right now. So let's talk about the things that could be killing your plants. So I'm going to show you how to tell the difference between a plant that's struggling from the heat and one that's struggling from something else, and how to fix those issues before your plant dies. So you walk outside one of these hot summer afternoons and your plants are wilting, they're hanging down, they're looking sad, they look like they need some water, but maybe they don't. Now here's something that's important to understand. It's natural for a plant to wilt some in the summer heat, even when there's moisture in the soil. And that's because your plant is using moisture through its leaves quicker than the roots can send it up to the leaves. That process is called transpiration. And here's all you got to do. Now we've all had our bad moments. Maybe you got a bad haircut, your wig's on crooked, your mustache doesn't look nice and tight. There's all sorts of times when we have bad moments. But would you want to be judged by those moments? So don't judge your plant by those bad moments. 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon is not a good time to judge your plant. Try looking at your plant early in the morning after it's recovered from some of that summer heat and maybe absorb some more of that moisture in the soil. If that plant looks sad in the afternoon but looks happy and smiling early in the morning, the problem is not that there was not enough water. The problem is that it was hot. Let's face it, it was just hot. And of course, that's a completely different situation from when you wake up in the morning, go checking your plant, and it's still looking wilted. So if it's still looking wilted, this is where we need to put our investigative lenses. Sounds kind of complicated, but the first thing you want to do is use this and stick your finger into the soil. Because looking at some dry soil really doesn't tell you the whole story, because that first half an inch could be completely bone dry. But if you stick your finger down 2 inches deep and it's bone dry, then you know you have a watering problem. But if your finger comes out wet, then the issue is not water, and you need to investigate some more. Now, some things you need to consider is that a raised bed is going to dry out quicker than an in-ground garden. And of course, the container's going to dry out even quicker than that, especially if it's sitting in the hot sun on your deck. And the results of overwatering are surprisingly similar to underwatering. And on a hot summer day, when you're looking at a wilted plant, who hasn't automatically grabbed that water hose or that water bucket and started pouring water on there? And the next day, in the hot sun, your plant's looking wilted again, you give it more water. And the next day, you do it again and again and again. Next thing you know, you don't realize that you've drowned your plants. That's because the roots need oxygen too. But if the soil stays saturated, those roots are struggling to get the oxygen they need. And when the roots aren't functioning properly, the plant can still wilt, even though there's plenty of water down there. So if your plant is struggling, you can't just look at the plant itself. You need to look at the soil, the weather, your watering habits, and what's happened over the last few days. And if your plant is still struggling, you still need to double check the soil, because maybe it's not that you're adding too much water to it, but it could be because you have improper drainage. Earlier this year, I put several plants in pots, and I forgot to put drainage holes in them. Well, lo and behold, the plant was struggling. And I noticed the soil was still pretty wet. So I tipped it over and gallons of water came out of it. So check your soil to make sure you're getting proper drainage. And if you don't have holes in your bucket, please put some holes in it. And with all this talk about soil, I'd be neglected if I didn't tell you something you need to do to the soil also, and that's protect it. And that will help protect your roots. So put some mulch around your roots of your plants on top of the soil. You can use straw, you can use hay, you can use wood chips. Now don't put it all up against the edge of the plant. Give it a few inches of space. But that mulch is going to protect your plant or your soil, and in turn your roots of your plant, from some of the heat of the day. And it also helps prevent your roots from drying out so quickly. So you might find that you don't have to water as much as you were. And an added benefit of using mulch is that it breaks down over time and feeds your soil. One word of warning about mulch though, you don't want to buy that colored mulch at the store, whether it's black or red. None of that. Just use plain organic mulch. You won't regret it. But now let's talk about something that even experienced gardeners can get fooled by. You might see curling leaves, browning leaves, yellow leaves, or even leaves that have dropped, or even sections of the plant that look burned. And that's exactly what happened. Sometimes the plant has experienced more heat and sun than it could absorb. You may also see some sun scald on plants, particularly tomatoes and peppers, that have experienced more sun than they could handle, and they look burned. This can happen when some of that foliage that normally protects your tomatoes and pepper plants is lost, and those fruits are exposed. So when you experience the damage in your plants, don't just look at the plant, but look at what side of the plant the damage is on. Is it on the side that's getting exposed to the hot afternoon sun, and the other side is mainly green? That's a good indication that it's not getting enough shade. So when you're looking at your plants, look at where the damage is occurring. Is it on the side where it's exposed to the hot afternoon sun? Is the damage on exposed fruit? Are the new leaves looking healthy? Those clues to help lead you to what's actually happening, but it's not necessarily the heat. If you're seeing little holes in your leaves, the heat didn't do that. So the problem is probably bugs. If you see a sticky substance on the underside of the leaves, your problem could be aphids or some other sap-sucking insect. Also, take a look under your leaves. I had a heavy infestation of bugs this summer. This part of the garden over here has been under attack. Look at that. If you can see that little yellow thing here, where my finger is, that little yellow thing, there's probably more underneath. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's just absolutely ridiculous. So I sprayed it with some neem oil yesterday, but I've had a lot of leaves down here that have died off because of the infection. I'm going to spray it again today. Look at that bug there. And I don't think this is a ladybug. It's some type of beetle. And I think that beetle is laying those eggs. Not sure, but they've become a problem. Look at this. More of those. I'm under attack here, folks. And one thing I noticed once I started seeing those bugs, there were yellow eggs all on a bunch of leaves and brown eggs on others. So I had two different types of bugs that were coming in to destroy my garden. So please inspect your leaves. And if you see little eggs under them or on top of them, destroy them. Wipe them off, do whatever you can, just get rid of them. And then you might want to get some insecticidal soap, which can help get rid of the bugs without harming your plants or harming you. Well, folks, I hope I've given you some ideas on some things that could be destroying your garden. That can maybe help you keep your garden living through August, September, and maybe even further on. Until then, let's get out there in the garden and get a little dirty. Yeah.